Hello, welcome back to Planet Zoo. This is Martini 4. We are back here at Umpqua Valley Zoo. And as you saw, we are making a habitat for the European fallow deer and the mute swan. So, this guy is just to the right of the entrance as you're walking into the zoo. So this is kind of the preliminary area for the European section that we're gonna start working on. I wanted to do like a European Highlands part of the zoo. So this side there's a little hill. The terrain goes up and it kind of goes back over the road where the tunnel is at the beginning. So I kind of wanted to utilize that space as kind of a mountainous highlands area. So this is kind of starting down kind of at a not really sea level, but you know, the base level. So it's going to be kind of foresty with meadows and stuff, and then we'll see how things change as we go up with different habitats. So that's why I chose to do the fallow deer and the mute swan right here. I wanted it to look kind of meadowy. It is a smaller habitat, and I started out here just kind of lining everything with the rocks. It looked really square. So I ended up kind of changing it a little bit, not too much, but just enough so it didn't look so boxy. But yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot for this. There's no special building for the shelter or the backstage area. I actually used the front gate entrance building as the entrance to the habitat. I just kind of put it past, tunneled it down to ground level here, so the staff walks in through that building into the staff area, and you've got your keeper hut and break room in there, and then they take some stairs and go down and enter the habitat. As you can see, there's kind of the gate over there at the top left of the screen. But right now, we're working on getting some guest viewing areas in. I wanted a little like a little pier or platform here for the guests to kind of look out on. And then my idea was to have the shelter underneath it, so the animals could just kind of you know, walk underneath where the guests are viewing to go hide out, get out of the rain when it's raining. So the thought was a lot better than the actual the execution of it, I guess. I think if I would have spent a little more time on it, I could have made this look a lot better, a lot cooler looking. But I think the idea was there. I just didn't put enough effort into it. But yeah, it does what it needs to do, though. They have a place for a hard shelter, and it gets them away from the guests, essentially, because the guests can't see them. And so far, it hasn't said anything about them being too bothered by the noise above them. And one thing I was going to do, and I completely forgot, was I was gonna build some nesting boxes for the mute swans, and yeah, completely forgot about it, and edited the video and put it all together, and then realized I forgot that part. So maybe I'll go back and make something for them and just kind of place it in there. I doubt they would actually be able to use it, so we'll see. But yeah, there's their little bedding area there. I thought it was a pretty cool idea to throw it underneath the plaza. And here is where I was talking about the keeper entrances. I just build like just a little entrance area for them. Nothing spectacular as far as the building goes. I did have to move some rocks and stuff around just to make it a little more believable, I guess. I did try to put the water purifier in here, but the landscaping or the terrain wasn't level enough, or there was something going on and it wouldn't let me put it in there. I didn't have quite enough room, so that went inside the big building. And then here I'm making another viewing area. As you noticed, I did use the realistic rocks for like the outside of the enclosure, just because I thought that since this is kind of like a mountainy, hilly area to begin with, I thought maybe the rock work was already there and they just kind of utilized this space with the pre-existing mountain and everything, and then just added these faux rocks in just to close it all off. So yeah, putting in some glass. I did think about just putting in a fence since it is just the deer, but in my experiences with the mute swans, they would fly over every fence I had unless it was really tall, and I really didn't want to bother with having to catch them all the time. So I opted for the glass panels here and just made them fairly large, just to not have to worry about those swans getting out. And just using these logs here to frame everything out and just kind of make it a little more I don't want to say realistic, but just kind of keeping in with that theme of the woodlands and stuff. Yeah, I was going to keep that area open there, but I like the idea of covering up some of those seams in the glass. And then I use the same pieces over here as supports for the little balcony area. And I decided to put in some concrete footings. Since I have built decks and stuff before, I wanted to be a little more realistic about it. And then the fencing up here, nothing special, just a couple of just 3 different pieces here. I believe the post is from the Twilight pack, and then just the regular round beams, and then one of the planks for the top. And you may have noticed, maybe not, I did slow the videos down a little bit on this one. I was going at 8 times the speed to try to get in more stuff, but this one I took it down to half that, and it seems to be a little bit easier to follow. I know some of that other stuff, it was the videos were really quick moving, and just the way I move the camera when I'm building, it kind of makes it hard to follow along. So hopefully this is a little smoother. I might get to the point where I just do it all in real time, but we'll see how that goes. So up here, I just use those pieces to kind of line this little flower bed area, and then I continue that throughout this whole part of the plaza. So yeah, I know in the last video I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do in this little area here. Well, this worked out perfectly. So I just kind of lined all of the invisible paths with these twilight pieces here, just to make these flower beds. Yeah, I think the ending outcome looks pretty good. Yeah, fills everything out really nice. Adds a lot of shade into this. Just makes it look completely different from the big open entrance plaza that it was, to a landscaped area with a bunch of plants and trees and stuff. Yeah, using these cypress trees here, I was just throwing them in, and then decided to center them in between those windows on the building, and then just fill in the edges here with these big bushes. And then just kind of pulling some things over from the other planters. I didn't want it to look completely the same, but you know, still have that some of those elements brought over. And then instead of just filling it all in with flowers and plants and stuff, trying to do a little more landscaping with rocks. So been kind of paying attention to different businesses around the area here, and yeah, a lot of them just use you know, just large rocks and boulders just set out in their for their landscaping and the like the flower beds and stuff. So just trying to imitate that a little bit. And I just picked out a few different plants to throw in here. I really like these. I don't remember the names of them off the top of my head. But yeah, I was just gonna throw a few in, and then I started filling it all in, and I really liked the way it just covered the ground, and it doesn't have like a flat texture feel to it, so it kind of gives it more depth, I think. And then throwing in a bunch of little nettles here and there, just to give it a little more height and texture to it. And then I just go ahead and continue that on to this side. Alright, and then I start putting in some things into the habitat itself. These enrichment items, of course, starting out with those to make sure I have enough room for everything. And good thing I did, because this large pool here took up a lot of space. And then I did the terrain trick and actually got it to work out pretty good on this one. Pulling it up over the side so it kind of hides it a little bit, blends it a little more. And then that area right there where it's close to the water and I couldn't edit the terrain, I just kind of fill that in with some rocks, which worked out pretty good. Looks like it's supposed to be there like that. Kind of add a little more texture to everything. And this is my first time using the willow tree. It almost looks like a Minecraft tree to me at sometimes. That's why I didn't I never really wanted to use it. It looked a little boxy to me, but it's growing on me. It's after putting it in here and looking at it a little closer and stuff, I really like the way it looks. And I decided to try the rock technique with these and putting them all into a group and lowering everything at once. Still don't think I have the hang of it though. I don't know, some of them I like to have a little deeper into the ground than other places, so I don't know, I might stick with my way of doing it, just one at a time. And yeah, sorry about the lighting on this. I keep forgetting to pause the game while I'm building, so it keeps turning into day and night and snowy and rainy. I even went through and changed the time that the zoo is open, hoping to avoid the darkness at least, but I guess I didn't change the time early enough for the biome, because it still gets dark for a long time. But yeah, here this is one of the European grasses. I can't remember what it's called. It's like fog grass or something like that. But yeah, I kind of wanted to keep in with that European theme, but still within that, you know, the taiga biome, so it's more believable that they would the stuff would grow in this climate. And I put down a bunch of brambles. I imagine these to be like blackberry bushes. We have tons of blackberries out here where I live, and they grow everywhere. It doesn't matter, any little crack in the rocks, the vines will grow through it. They're really annoying, especially in our barns and stuff. They grow up through the ground and outside of the barn, and then through any little crack to come inside the barn. Yeah, they're a pain, a big nuisance. And then here's a little meadow area that I made. I just threw down a bunch of different kinds of flowers up there to kind of make my own little palette, and then just place them down there. And then I decided to put in a little awning here over the guest viewing area to kind of help shade it a little bit, keep the glare off the glass, I guess. which in turn made me decide to change the pathway up because it didn't really sit well with me. I wasn't a big fan of the posts being right in the middle of the pathway, so I changed that. But yeah, I just pulled these from the prairie dog habitat just to put in here, give a little information about the deer and the swans. And here we go with the path. I was hoping just to take those little ears off, but I had to change it up a little bit more just to kind of center things just a little bit. So yeah, I thought that worked out good. And then putting in the big information boards, just put some slats behind them just to give them something to more of a backdrop, so it wasn't just the sign standing there. And then I put them up top as well. And I made my own custom signs for those, just to put in the the common names. But I don't know, it's not transferring well because a lot of the bottom part of the picture there isn't showing up. So yeah, it's really weird. So yeah, working on the landscaping on the outside. Just kind of pulling more things from the habitat itself to the outside, just to kind of make everything flow a little bit better. And then I just lined that side with those bushes there and decided to do some more rock work landscaping here. And I do some more of the driftwood stuff like I did in the last video. I really like the way that looks now, so I will probably be doing that a lot more. But yeah, I think this is a really cool thing, rather than just filling it all in with vegetation. Because yeah, a lot of times they do have kind of some more hardscape stuff in their planters, rather than just just plants or statues or whatever. There weren't any good statues for these guys that I have anyway, so didn't have anything cool to put in there with that. Yeah, just kind of make a little centerpiece here. Nothing too special, don't want to take away from the animals, but makes everything look a little nicer and fills out the area. So yeah, coming up to the end of the video here. I did not have anyone to sponsor the prairie dogs or the grizzly bears yet, so if you are interested in sponsoring either of those habitats or this one, just go to the corresponding video and let me know that you would like to sponsor that habitat, and I will gladly make up some signs and showcase it in the next video. So yeah, please, somebody sponsor those. I really like doing it. I really like giving shout outs to the subscribers and stuff. So yeah, that would be awesome. So here we are, coming up to the end cinematics here. I really appreciate everyone that watches and has subscribed already. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Really helps me out. I'd like to get my name out there a little bit more. Really working hard on these. The weather is starting to be nicer here, so it's harder for me to stay inside and work on these videos, but yeah, if you guys keep me motivated, I'll keep making them. So I will see you all on the next one. Thanks. Bye.